welcome to my garden. My name is Cleo and I work for Women's Environmental Network. Today we are not in my garden but in a different location because I like to talk to you about big and small space to grow your vegetables using the square foot garden. This is a valid method for beginners and people with limited space for growing vegetables. It was invented by Mel Bartholomew in the 70s and is basically a method to assign the right space to the right plant. It is definitely a good way to understand how much space your plant needs, and with a bit of practice it can become quite intuitive. Here I have a container that I filled with good compost. Now I want to use it as a space to grow my vegetables. How many vegetables can I grow in this space? Let's take a measuring tape which has both centimeter and inches and let's find out. So 1 foot is 12 inches, which is about 30 centimeter. Nothing of complicated here, I'm just reading what the measuring tape is saying. So I want to consider how many plants I can grow in a foot square. Here I got a young tomatoes plant. It looks small right now, but it will grow. So we need to make sure these plants have enough space to develop correctly. Remember, it's not important to have 20 plants in a smaller space if none of them has the right condition to grow fruits. It's better to have one plant productive and healthy than 20 completely unuseful, right? Back to my tiny tomato. For this little one, the right space is actually 1 foot square. Not 3, not 4, just 1 tomatoes here. Of course, you can put some smaller companion plants around, such as tagete, that is English marigold, or basil or nasturtium, but do not overcrowd the space with more tomatoes. Then I've got some lettuces. Lettuce doesn't grow as big as tomatoes plant do. So we can split this square foot in 4 smaller squares and plant 1 lettuce for one of these. And here we go. If your space or your pot is less than 1 foot square, you can grow vegetables that are 1/4 of this space or even smaller. Let's see carrots. It's better to start carrots directly from seeds into the soil, so I can scatter some of these into my space and maybe thin them later. But with carrots you can divide again this foot square in 4 and then another 4 squares, so you got 16 space, 1 for each carrot. You can grow 16 carrots. Here I got some onion sets, those are actually little bulbs, and for this you can split your foot square into 3 and then 3, so you got 9 squares, and in one of each you can place an onion or a beetroot or edible leaves such as mizuna, lime lettuce, rockets. Then, some of you may have a space that is larger than 1 foot square, and there are plants that needs a larger space. Let's say at least 2 foot squares for pumpkins, summer squashes, courgette, kodos, and also potatoes and sweet potatoes. So for this kind of vegetables, I will consider a larger space. Now, you don't need to bring a measuring tape along every time you need to plant something. You can easily measure your space once and help yourself mark the ground with some bamboo cane or a rope to select your foot square. I have prepared for you a downloadable spreadsheet showing the most common vegetables within a square foot grid. You can find it on our website at www.wen.org.uk. Thank you for watching this video, please stay safe and keep growing!